I saw this video and it actually does a comparison between Game Pass and PS Plus and says which one is better. Apparently, this YouTuber, is a PlayStation-centric guy. And spoiler alert, he actually objectively measures the comparison. I'm thinking to myself, did I just step into like planet Earth M2-44, some weird thing? Look at it.
Metaphori Fantasio, Doom the Dark Ages, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, all the Dead Space games, GoldenEye 007 from the N64, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, Gears of War New Remaster, Ninja Gaiden 4, The Outer Worlds 2, and even Barbie Project Friendship. These are just a few of the games that are on Xbox's Game Pass or coming to Game Pass on day one. Today I want to talk about Xbox Game Pass and PS Plus and compare them both. At the end of the video, I want to definitively say if one is better than the other.
Okay, if you're an Xbox person, you know the drill, right? So he uses a few metrics: games added / games removed. I'm not gonna play the whole video. I'll put a link in the description, so you guys need to go watch this video. I say, check this cat out, Kawasaki. I mean, I'm down for objective analysis anytime, any day. Then he also uses so when he concludes with his games added and games gained, here's what he says.
1 and 2 Enhanced Editions, Warhammer 40k Space Marine Master Crafted Edition, the big one, Rematch, EA Sports FC 25, and of course, the real big fish, Barbie Project Friendship. Okay, I'm obviously joking on that one, but that is a hell of a lot of games that they've added, like big AAA games. So this is the end of the first metric, and I've got to say Xbox have much more to give in their offerings than PS Plus does. So I've got to give Xbox the win here, so it's 1-0. Now,
guys, he sounds British, so when he says 1-0, I'm thinking he's thinking soccer, or as it's rightly called, football scores. Because if you're playing the other kind of, American sport where they carry the ball and kick it a few times, it's scored on 6 and a, other point that you can get for 7-0. I just wanted to cause trouble. So fight me in the comment section. All right, let's go.
Games gained on both services. So Xbox lost 36 games in the past 3 months. I put their MSRPs at $1,800 of games lost. That is a lot, to be fair. On the other hand, in the last few months, they gained about $1,600 in games. That means they lost about $200 in value, but they did add 4 or 5 day one releases in the past 3 months. Let's move on to PS Plus. I estimate the games lost in the last 3 months at $1,500. And for the big reveal, how much did they gain in games? $1,200. This means that PS Plus also lost value. They lost $300 in value. So to compare on this metric also, Xbox wins here because they only lost $200 in value, while PS Plus lost $300 in value. So Xbox is 2-0. I know it's...
See, here's another one. He does another metric called critically acclaimed titles, where it has a Metacritic score of 80. He comes up with the same thing. Game Pass has more of that. I mean, for some of us, that doesn't really, matter. But the more important piece of this, and I wanted to actually play this one in detail, is his pricing breakdown. That's where the money is. Literally.
One more important metric, the price. So I have to compare the prices using the Xbox Ultimate Pass because I have talked about the day one game releases ad nauseum. And the Ultimate Pass is the only way to get the day one games. Xbox Ultimate Pass is $19.99. That makes it
Hold up. You can get it with PC as well too, but I get what you mean. Which is significantly less. Yeah. When you get your new Xbox coming holiday, the Xbox Ally X, you can leverage and change to that plan. It says pro consumers, you can have it.
$139.88 a year. In pounds, it is $14.99 a month and £179.88 a month. Then
also though, you can get keys outside of Xbox for considerably less. But I can understand his position, and you won't believe what the outcome is, even when we don't factor in those potential discounts with Xbox rewards and all of the above. You want to guess who still takes this point? Listen and watch.
On the other hand, PS Plus Premium is $17.99 a month, or you can get it for a little cheaper if you pay for the year. It's $159.99. As of now, there's no way to pay for a year in bulk on Xbox to get a discount. Meanwhile, PlayStation does have this offer. In pounds for PS Plus, it is £13.49 or $119.99 a year. PS Plus is $2 or £1.50 cheaper a month. Okay, that's not a big difference at all. If you're comparing it on the month, like $2, £1.50, that's not a lot at all. But yearly is where we see the biggest difference. So the reason why I mentioned yearly is because PS Plus is way cheaper. It is $79.89 cheaper, or £59.89 cheaper than Xbox's Game Pass. So this kind of shocked me, to be honest. I was expecting it to be way closer than this, but I guess that the yearly service is actually a really good deal on PS Plus. As a caveat though, you do get a lot of day one releases and AAA games on Xbox's service, but PS Plus is cheaper by a long way. So I've got to give PlayStation a point for this. So at the end of the video, we're ending this with Xbox free and PlayStation 1. So Xbox is the winner.
Now, this is interesting because his final verdict shows the 3-1 in terms of the price. But the comparison here, I think, also requires that you probably calculate, the kind of the interest in terms of day one launches when it comes out, and how the PlayStation user who may be buying one or two of those, launches, how that would actually fit into their budget or their category. But again, it's all right. I think it was actually very interesting, to see his calculation here.
Of the two major subscription services. In the end, you can't beat the fact that Xbox puts big AAA games on the service day one. And if PlayStation offered the same as Xbox with all of the AAA day one releases, and it was the same price as the ultimate Xbox Game Pass, I would pay it. Like if we got like Spider-Man.
Did you hear that? That is the win for Game Pass. Because if the PlayStation gamer is saying, if I got this, I'd pay for it. Or like the PlayStation Plus subreddit had people talking about how many of them are looking towards paying for, Game Pass. Then I think it goes to show that Game Pass offers a proposition where, objectively looking, there are people who are on PlayStation that would love to see that proposition come their way.
And 2 day one, God of War Ragnarok, the new Wolverine game that's coming day one. Awesome. I would pay that straight away. So I'm sorry to give
I'd pay it too.
The winter Xbox. I know a lot of you come to this channel to see stuff about PlayStation, but we've got to be honest here. PlayStation can offer us more. We do pay a big premium for the service and we should get more back for that. Like obviously if they offered us a bigger service with like AAA games day one, like I said, I think a lot of people would go for that. And lots of other new things and new innovations that they could offer us too. There's lots of bad things about Xbox too. Like for instance, I hate the Xbox's interface. So that's another reason why I couldn't get on hand with moving over to Xbox anyway. But that's what I wanted to.
That's perfectly fine. I mean, the interface may be bothersome to you, but I don't play interface. I just, at some point, those things, this Xbox interface on their Xbox store compared to Steam, I got to tell you, I prefer Steam's interface. But boy, my wallet is in love with not throwing money out. You know what I mean? So the interface, my wallet has basically put his hand over, my wallet put like, some I don't know, some blue tinted glasses on me, and I can now look at the Xbox interface and go, look, that looks really good, because my wallet basically took its hand out of my pocket and put some glasses on my face. So the interface to me, I'm like, yeah, I'm down with this interface. It's really nice.
pinpoint today. I know lots of you enjoy the extra and premium service on PS Plus, and that's awesome to you, but like, I feel like there could be a little bit more coming our way, especially when they did launch this service. They did say lots more PS1 and PS2 games would be coming to the service, and we're getting drip fed like 1 or 2 or 3 games here and there. And I see
you should get a Game Pass subscription. I mean, you're not playing the interface. You're not playing the Xbox interface. You're playing the games. If you want the subscription, it's the games you're going for. Fire up the console if you prefer a console, or fire up your PC if you prefer a PC. In fact, it's just a list of games if it's cloud streaming you're using. And you just have access to the games. You don't have to look at the interface. The interface is a very simple, straightforward interface that they've made for their users and has basically been adapted over years that their users like. I'm not eating interface. I want to spend very little money on digital licenses that I don't get to own. I'd rather go buy something that I own, right? And so it's a very straightforward video, guys. I really enjoyed the way that, you know, all of the analysis was put right in front of us. You get to make a decision, and yeah, y'all need to check out this channel, Kawasaki. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully, you continue to stay objective, be a shining, you know, light in in having to deal with the entirety of the gaming conversation. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out.